Hey, what's up, everybody? This is your boy Kenny, and this is Star Season 2, Episode 7, and the name of this episode is Ghetto, Symphony. This was a really good episode, but before I get started, let me offer my love and condolences to everyone that was affected by the tragedy in Texas as well as Las Vegas, as well as everyone that was affected by the hurricanes Harvey, Irma, Jose, and Maria. If you can give any kind of relief or support to the people that were affected by these tragedies, please do so, because our fellow man needs our help, and we need to be there for each other. Alright, now, let me begin with this review. Now, the episode opens up, remember, Soraya, the girl that worked at the store that was being harassed by the white men, and Derek stepped in to help her out. Well, she's actually filming a documentary about, police brutality and, injustice. So when we see that the people that she's interviewing is Andy, Angel, and Noah, and you can just see that Noah is just still, you can just see that Noah is still broken off of the loss of his friend. And then while they're having this documentary or whatever, we see on television Al Sharpton shows up, and Al Sharpton actually talks about the death of Lucky. His name was Lucas Lucky Keys, and he's saying that, look, this type of police brutality that's been going on is no different than the hate that we were facing when we would do the sit-ins at the counters at the white only restaurants. And then they have this music number where they literally are paying homage to the hell that we went through when we were sitting at these lunch counters asking just to be served as regular human beings, and we were faced with so much hate and disrespect. They would throw food and flour and even glass and things like that at us, while sitting at these counters. And that's the reason why we would, while we were doing the sit-ins, to actually change the way we were being seen, and also change the actual economic structure, and also the hate that the white man has been spewing. But we actually see that hate we pretty much see that the hate has done nothing but grown, and it's actually done in a different way. And that same hate that we faced sitting at those countertops, we are now facing that hate from our own fellow police officers. And we see that after that whole situation and him seeing his friend being talked about on television, this sets Noah off. He kind of throws the glass down and walks out, and then we also see that the damn police begins to grab his gun. Like, why the fuck you grabbing your gun and he ain't even armed? So it's like just really hitting at this police brutality shit, that this is just pure unadulterated hatred that needs to be annihilated. So then we actually see get a scene with like Noah and Alex. They're still they're pretty much there talking, and all of a sudden we see Rachel, and Rachel's played by Paris Jackson. She's like, oh, let me get a picture of the two of you, getting real close. I mean, it is working for the media, so give me what I want. I mean, if you guys are really a couple. And she's just being real smug. And then all of a sudden, Noah's like, well, damn, you sure ain't learned a lesson after Star beat your ass, huh? Like, you still being a bitch. And, they pretty much blow her off at first, but then they kind of talk about it, saying that, look, it's actually helping us. And Black Twitter has been going off about us supposedly being a couple. And I'm like, this is going to lead y'all to a road where you ain't going to come back from. And I just started to have that feeling. But they brought her there, and they started taking the pictures and everything. And then all of a sudden, Star walks in and gets mad and walks off. He pretty much tries to stop Star or whatever. And Star is still playing these games because she's trying to have one up on the situation. And he's saying that, and he's saying, like, Star, like, what's going up? She's like, look, whatever it is, like, it is what it is. I don't care. Whatever. I don't care. And she walks off. He's like, Star, then if you didn't care, you wouldn't be mad. Won't you just admit you mad? And she's like, yeah, I'm mad, but not because of you. It's because my girl is wasting our time when we need to be focusing on what we need to do as a group. So I'm like, that damn star is a mess. So then we actually get a scene with Iyanna and Simone. This bitch Iyanna actually has custody of Simone. So, and then like Simone is like, Carlotta is not going to be happy about this. And Iyanna's like, I don't give a damn what Carlotta thinks. At the end of the day, you no longer have to go to that detention hall. So I've actually helped you out a great deal. But then Simone's like, yeah, but we need to kind of keep this hidden from Carlotta because this is not going to be good. And then the next thing you know, we see that Iyanna has these like anxiety pills, and we see that Simone takes them because Simone's an addict, and she pretty much takes these pills. She pretty much steals her pills, and she gets a call from her father, and he pretty much tells her that that the numbers are very low, and there's been no real turnout from Midtown. So either something has to happen by the end of the quarter, or he's shutting her down. So immediately she was like, this asshole. So she then, after that, she pretty much, let's see. So pretty much we actually see after that, Iyanna tells Carlotta that, look, I'm moving up the showcase, and she lets Carlotta know that, that the girls are in the showcase, but they got 2 weeks to prepare. So let's make this happen. So then we see Carlotta and Hayao with each other. They're pretty much, talking about their spot in the showcase and all of that. And then, like, she was saying that, I just can't believe you would stoop that low to get those boys in by sleeping with Iyanna. And he's like, girl, what are you talking about? And then next, we see Cotton walk in, and they like, Cotton, where the hell have you been? And she's like, don't worry, I'm fine. I haven't been hooking or nothing. And it's like Cotton just has been completely disconnected, but they know something's up with her. And they like, yo, something ain't right with Cotton, but we need to get to the bottom of that. So pretty much we see that Brody come back to his room. He sees that his room has been ransacked. He pretty much calls the dudes that he owes money to, and he says, I told you I'll pay you the money. He's like, yeah, but I'm getting impatient. I want my money now. Oh, yeah, and I know where your daughter lived at. So it's like, yeah, these bookies are ready to take him out. So it's crunch time. So then we get a scene. Noah is at Lucky's gravesite drinking. Damn, Maurice shows up. Now this is when we really get to see Maurice as an A&R. Because he came in there and he was not playing no games with Noah. He said, Noah, you are right now on your last fucking leg, and right now you are pissing your opportunity away by doing this dumb shit. Like, first of all, you have missed 3 sessions, and, this is like your last stretch, because no label wants you. And he's like, you think I give a damn about that right now? Like, do you know what it's like? Like, look, I just saw my best friend get shot right in front of me. Do you know what that's like? And he says, unfortunately, yes, I do. But at the end of the day, he ain't the first guy to get killed by the police, and he damn sure ain't going to be the last one. He said you need to be thanking God that it wasn't you. And he says that, look, get your ass up. And he says that, look, this is what's going to happen. I'm going to give you an hour to say what you got to say to your friend, and I want your ass back in the studio. And he pretty much took his liquor from him, too. He says that, yeah, and your ass don't need to be drinking this shit either. And he says, don't become the next one. So we see that, yeah, he pretty much was one person that kind of like talked to Noah and kind of let him know that, yeah, you need to get your shit together. And we definitely see that, we actually starting to see that that Noah has been doing a lot of drinking. So yeah, this situation has definitely affected him a great deal because the one person that he had in his life is no longer there. So it's really tearing him apart. So then, oh yeah, and then like we also saw that earlier, as I mentioned, she she pretty much talks to Annie, lets her know that she's moving the date up because at the end of the day, if we don't actually make Midtown a success, I'm gonna be out of a job and so will you. And that's when she tells Carlotta that, yeah, you girls are in the showcase, but you got 2 weeks. I'm moving the date up, and we need to make this happen. And then we actually see that, Carlotta shares the news with the girls that they're in the showcase, and then they're also really happy because they get to work with Joyce Sheree. And we even see that they actually call her to let her know, to see if she's going to be at the studio, and she lets her know that, yeah, she's going to be there, but she's been crazy busy. And then, like, also in this scene, we actually see that great. And then also this whole thing with me and Noah, this is getting a lot of buzz, so this is helping us too. But then, Star's like, well, you don't have to do this anymore. I mean, we actually are in the showcase, so you don't have to do this faking no more. She says that actually it's good PR. It actually is working for me, and it's working for all of us. So I'm gonna keep the game up. And we see that Star is not happy about it. So then we also get a scene with Noah and Carlotta, and then they pretty much talk about like studio time and all of that, and then like while she's actually talking with actually it's not Noah. I think I put the wrong name down. Cotton actually goes to talk to Maurice, and she's happy because they're finally in the showcase, and she went to go talk to Maurice about them getting some studio time. And while she's talking to him, she gets a call from Elliot, and that Cotton has not been to work for about 2 weeks. So then Noah finally shows up, and then Maurice goes in the studio with Noah. And he pretty much says that, look, what you putting out here ain't really jumping. Like, dude, this is like your last effort. You need to come out with a banger. And, you usually talk about some deep shit, about your family and about you growing up in the hood and about you having all these setbacks. That's what we need to hear. Because what you got right now, this is just some basic shit, and it ain't cutting it. So we even see that it's affecting him musically as well. Then we got a scene with Elena and Brody. This old bitch is pretty much getting some tanning and shit, looking all wrinkled and messed up. She had a towel wrapped around her. He comes up in there and he lets her know that, look, I got her phone, but I didn't find anything. So she says, well, keep looking and find. And she says, well, you keep on looking until you find something. He pretty much says that he literally ripped the towel off her head. She's like, lady, I will you up. And she's like, I wish you would, because you forget those bookies are looking for you, and they're not just gonna beat your ass. They're going to kill you. So touch me if you want to, and I can make that happen for you. So get me something and get me what I need. So then, oh yeah, I already talked about that. Okay, so then after that, we see that Brody goes to the salon and he talks to Miss Bruce, and he's saying that, I want to get my hair cut or whatever. And she's like, cut the bullshit. I know who the hell you are. You think Carlotta didn't tell me all about you? And I know who you are to those girls. I know all about it. So you ain't pulling nothing over my head. And then all of a sudden, he's like, well, can I get a haircut? She's like, I don't cut white boys' hair. And then all of a sudden, this white girl comes in. She's like, Bruce, You gave me the injections, but it's like my ass is like, it's really stiff. It's not flabby enough. And he's like, bitch, why are you coming up in here talking about this shit? You trying to get me locked up? You don't let anybody know about these operations. I ain't even supposed to be doing this shit. So he's giving like secret butt lifts, getting that coin or whatever. And then Brody's like, can I go use the bathroom? She says, yeah. She says, yeah, it's over there. And don't try no bullshit. We see that he actually goes up there and he's going through, Star's room trying to find something. But then we actually hear Carlotta, and Carlotta's like, and we see like, we actually hear Carlotta come in, and like she's like, looking for Heil or whatever, or she's actually looking for Cotton. But she doesn't. But Cotton's not there, and no one knows where Cotton is. Oh yeah, and then we actually see that that Star pretty much goes to mess around with Noah in the studio, or whatever, and she actually films him on camera and everything. And then the next thing you know, we actually see Simone sees them. And then, like, she's pretty much saying that, are you really kidding me right now? Hunter ain't even dead, cold in the ground yet, and you already moving on to the next boy. And she's like, and she says, like, you know what, Star, you a trip. You're a trip to Bermuda. I was like, oh, shit. That was cute. And then, like, all of a sudden, Alice comes in. She's like, what's going on? She's like, well, we've been hearing about you shoplifting, when you come from money, but you're stealing. What's going on with that? She's like, it just gives me a rush or whatever. She's been going through a lot, especially with her being a caregiver to Derek. And so then all of a sudden she Star gets a text from Brody. She pretty much goes outside or whatever and sits in the car, and then all of a sudden Brody sits there and she's like, I didn't invite you to sit in this car with me. And he's saying that, look, so pretty much, they start talking about, Joyce Sheree and all that. She's like, yeah, thank you then, but it is what it is, so you really don't have nothing else. I really don't have no need for you, and what we had was done, so you should just go on about your business and leave me the hell alone. And he said that, you know what, I'm not going to bother you anymore, Star. I'm done. And we actually see that he steals her other phone. Because that's what he was looking for, because he's obviously like, it's on another phone. Because the phone he stole was her newest phone, and she had the old phone, and she pretty much got her old phone turned on when she lost the old one. So, when she lost her new one, I mean. So that's what's going on. So pretty much Carlotta finally finds Heil. They pretty much try to track down Cotton. They find out that she hasn't been to work. She hasn't been to work in a week. She owes Elliot money, and she also owes Carlotta because Carlotta did, she did, mortgage the house to pay for Cotton's bail. So therefore, they pretty much kind of figure out where the hell Cotton is, but he actually has a GPS on the car that he gave to Cotton. So they found out where Cotton was. They knock on the door. Omari opens it and was like, "What the hell's going on?" And she's like, "Are you GPS or something?" And then he's about to like shut the door on them. And then also we see Cotton, baby, what's going on? He said, take your black ass back upstairs. And all of a sudden they're like, oh, what the fuck you got going on up in here? Because next we see Haya pulls out a gun. He's like, yo, what the hell are you doing up in here with my daughter? And what the fuck's going on? So pretty much he now realizes those are her parents. And so pretty much So pretty much, she pretty much kind of looked at. So pretty much, they pulled a gun out on Omari, and he's saying like, then Carlotta's like, Cotton, get your ass down here. We about to go. And then all of a sudden, Omari kind of like bossed up at Heidi says, man, if you gonna pop that bitch, use it. He kind of stood there with it. Carlotta took the damn gun and shot him in his foot. And he's like, ah. He's like, girl, you ain't tell me that your damn family was crazy. like your ass? Because you crazy as shit, too. You literally got her up there, but I think there's probably more to it. Because she pretty much says, baby, you just need to go to the hospital and you need to get that looked at. So she pretty much goes home with Carlotta and Hio, and she's like, look, he looked out for me in prison, you know, he had my back. She's like, oh, so you owe him or something? So this is what this is? She's like, no, I need him. She's like, you need him? I'm gonna let you know right now, Cotton. You doing all this bullshit, you being disrespectful, you've been disrespectful since you got out of jail. And she lets her know, stay away from his black ass, and I mean it. So I was like, ooh, that's going to be interesting. So then we actually see that Joyce, so pretty much the girls are in their session, they're waiting on Joyce. Joyce finally shows up, but Joyce is not there to work with the girls. She's there to work with Noah on the track. And then pretty much, you know, Star's like, oh, so that's what we're doing now? He says that, look, I presented her an option. She took it. It happens all the time. And walked off. And then Alex was like, I wonder how the hell he even knew about us working with her, because I sure as hell didn't tell him. And then all of a sudden Simone was like, you told him, didn't you? See, you doing the same shit again, falling for these dudes. And she said that they all the same and they never gonna fucking change. When you gonna get that shit? So I was like, ooh, yeah. Just like she keeps going for these bad boys or whatever. And, you know, obviously dude played her ass. Oh yeah, but then Joyce but it was funny when Joyce came in there, she immediately started talking about, you know, Alex and Noah, thinking that Alex and Noah was a couple, because they've been playing this shit up and it's been blowing up on Black Twitter. And I'm just kind of funny that, you know, Derek has no idea that this is going on. So pretty much, you know, so pretty much, you know, I also forgot, like, you know, the main thing that they're focused on as far as Cotton, you know, Carlotta and Hio, is that your ass is on probation and one slip up, your ass can end back up in jail. What the hell are you doing? So that's another reason why they was looking out for her, because, you know, her keeping that job was a part of her probation. Oh yes, but then next thing you know, we see after Noah comes in and, you know, Joyce reveals that she's going to be working with Noah instead of them. We see that her and Noah are like on Twitter or whatever, and they talking and they vibing, and he's just saying that, you know, music ain't been the same, and pretty much him and Joyce are like besties, you know, they go way back, and she's saying that, look, you know, you need to find other ways to kind of deal with your anger and your anxiety, because you need to, you know, really be about your music. And she's like, and he says that, how do you escape? And she says, I have my ways. Next thing you know, we see this damn bitch stumbling down the stairs, and next thing you know, she passes out. So her ass is on drugs, and pretty much, you know, Noah immediately goes in attack mode, like, yo, I don't need no one else leaving me. You cannot die on me. You can't die. And pretty much they rushed her to the ambulance, and, you know, it turns out that she was conscious, she's going to be fine, and they're going to put her in rehab. But, you know, Noah kind of walked away from the yacht, because he's like, fuck you, bitch, I can't stand you. So he's kind of like over it, dealing with her. But then that whole situation, him like taking Joyce from them, really pissed Alex off. And she's like, you know what? Why? She's saying the moment when I was beginning to start to like your sorry ass, here you go pull some fuck shit on us. Like, you literally just had to take her from us, knowing of all the hell we've been going through at this label. Here you are still trying to trip us up too. So she's like, fuck you. And she was kind of over it. Because then, what also ended up happening was that, you know, before that happened, you know, when Joyce and before Joyce had her OD, when they were talking, she starts to notice, oh, there's this damn white girl who done posted a picture of you, you know, on Black Twitter, and Black Twitter's going crazy, and they are like denouncing the fuck out of you. So that's what happened. That whole video that Star took of the two of them in the studio has gotten out, and Star did this shit to fuck with him because the fact that he took Joyce. So now she put it out there that he's cheating on Alex. And then Alex is like, you know what? You are just ruining my reputation. You have no idea what the hell you did and how this is gonna affect me. So that's when she's like, and here it is. I was just beginning to start to like your sorry ass, and here you go pulling some fuck shit. So she's over it. And then we saw after the ambulance leaves or whatever, we see Simone and Iyanla have a moment, and Iyanla's like, you know, and Simone's like, you know, I just haven't really been myself. I've just been on the edge. And then Iyanla's like, oh, so that's why you stole my pills? She's like, give them to me. And she gives her the pills, but then she says that, you know, did you take them and you're okay? She's like, no, I know how to handle them. You do not. So she gives her a Xanax. She says, this will calm you down. And then she says, if you're not calmed down within a few hours, I'll give you another one. But yeah, you need to slow your roll. So we actually see in a way Iyanla is trying to help her. But then again, when Carlotta finds out that you got custody of her, she is going to beat your motherfucking ass, Iyanla. So you have no idea who you messing with, because we know Carlotta can really give you the business. So then, we pretty much see that Carlotta and Hyle are in her house or whatever, because she was getting so sick of Hyle and his shit that she wanted him to move his camper, and he said that I'm gonna move this shit. Then she says no, I really need you here for cotton and everything, so I think you should stick around. So he says okay. Then all of a sudden Maurice comes through, and you know, pretty much, you know, Maurice and Hyle kind of exchange words, but you can kind of feel the tension, like Hyle ain't liking the fact that Maurice is kind of coming at Carlotta. Like, nigga, you up here, you know, eating, you know, Iyanla's kitty litter. Take your ass in the back of that damn camper and let her be. Next thing you know, her and Maurice start talking, and she pretty much lets him know that, look, Hyle is my daughter's father. So she's like, oh, and she's like, yeah, it was a long time ago. But then he was like, yeah, it's all good, but it shows that you're strong and that, you know, and that makes you beautiful. Next thing you know, if this world were mine, that started playing. I was like, he's like, well, what I really want to do is see what's good with you and see if I can take you up to your bedroom. And next thing you know, Maurice and Carlotta started making out, and I was like, all right, yes, that's what's up. So then, we see while that's going on, Brody has hacked Star's phone, and he finally found the damn photos where Hunter was beating on Star. And he also hears all the messages, and we see it is pissing Brody off. Because even though Brody's on some fuck shit, he does care about his daughter. And he does care about Simone, too. I mean, he's a shady character, but he does love Star. So when he saw this shit, and this is what Elena wants from him, he's mad as shit. So I'm like wondering what the hell Brody gonna do next. And I called it in my last review that when he finds out that Hunter was beating on his daughter, it's gonna really change his whole perception. And we kind of saw him get fired up. So I can't wait to see what he's gonna do next. I hope he beat Elena's ass with those evil bitch. Can't stand Elena's ass. So pretty much, Iyanla has a meeting with the artist or whatever at Midtown. She pretty much saying that, look, you know, all this pressure is not good, and I don't think the pressure is going to help anything. So therefore, what I decided to do, we need to do a group song to show all these artists coming together to bring music and harmony to the label, and we're going to put it out there. And then she says that as far as the showcase, Noah, you're going to go last, and you're going to do the song with Alex, the duet. And I'm like, oh, so she's pretty much getting that idea from Carlotta, but Carlotta's like, yeah, that's going to definitely be that hits a banger. So we see that Iyanla agrees with her. But Alex right now ain't feeling fucking Noah because Noah's been on some fuck shit. So she kind of walks off or whatever, and he kind of stops her, and he's like, we actually see that before that they kind of made up or whatever, and you know, she kind of puts out her phone, and they kind of fake like they're back as being a couple again to save him, because she says that you need it. So really, I'm just doing you a favor because I feel sorry for you. But I think in some low key she does kind of like him. And you know, after she found out they was going to do the duet, she was like, oh, hell no, this ain't going down, because it's like, because now all of a sudden now Star's like, oh, so she's performing with us, and then she's doing a duet with Noah, and then y'all was like, yeah. And then we see that Star is not happy about that shit, and we see that that Noah tries to talk to Alex. You know, Alex is getting really pissed off, and he was like, look, you know, this could actually work for us, but then she's kind of like saying that, look, this is going too far, because you know, she got a man at home. But then the next thing you know, that damn Noah leaned in and kissed her. But Alex also kissed him back, and he was like, I'm so sorry, I shouldn't have done that. And she's like, you're right, you shouldn't have. But then we actually see when she's trying to get it in with Derek, she's seeing Noah, and I'm like, oh shit, this is gonna be a motherfucking issue. And yeah, but then the thing about it, that damn group number was hot, though. When they actually went in the studio and they did that group number, and it was called I Want You, we actually see that group number was everything, but we see that Alex is really disturbed because she feels bad that she's living this lie, and yet she got Derek at home, and Derek is completely oblivious to all of it. So yeah, when she was like in bed with, so that's where it ended, when Alex was in bed and Derek, and you know, Derek they was about to get sexual, and then all of a sudden she's seeing Noah instead of Derek, and I'm like, oh shit, kind of like when Soraya hugged him and he, boing, kind of the same thing, and I'm like, see, they both are in situations where they're about to, you know. I just kind of see that it's a possibility that Derek and Alice could possibly break up. And we're actually seeing that, yeah, she is feeling Noah. So we're going to see what's going to happen with that. But that's what I have, y'all. If I missed anything, put it down in the comments. But subscribe to my channel. Click that bell so you get notifications every time I drop a video. I've also started, and also follow me on my social platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, and also I also have a GoFundMe. Check out that as well. Also, like this video, comment this video, and share this video. And I will be back with the next episode of Star. And I think there's one more episode before the fall finale. So until then, everybody, take care.